Let's talk about how your Pokemon can be affected during attacks, other than just straight damage. There are different special conditions that your Pokemon can be affected by. Asleep, burned, confused, paralyzed, or poisoned. If you notice, I'm using the cheat sheet on the mat, which again is very important when you're playing, because it's got all the things right there. All of these special conditions will be in the flavor text of the attack of the other Pokemon. For example, it will give an attack, say, that gives you 10 damage, but underneath in the flavor text it will say, flip a coin. If heads, the Pokemon is now burned, paralyzed, whichever. There are different special conditions. Asleep. While asleep, a Pokemon cannot attack or retreat. If your Pokemon is asleep, it's a good idea to turn your Pokemon, as if it's laying down, on the board. That way you and your opponent know that whether or not your Pokemon is asleep. If your Pokemon is burned, you can use any of these burn markers. It's got the little bandage because it's been hurt. You just put it directly on your Pokemon. If your Pokemon is burned, it keeps receiving damage every time the turns change. The same thing happens if your Pokemon is poisoned. I like to use the universal icon for poison, which is the little skull. And you put that, again, right on your Pokemon so everybody remembers it's been poisoned. And in between the turns, your Pokemon will keep taking damage, just as if it was burned. Although your Pokemon will take less damage if it's poisoned. If your Pokemon is paralyzed, it cannot attack or retreat. Again, it's a good idea to turn your Pokemon this way so that it looks like your Pokemon is paralyzed. Just like asleep, you cannot attack or retreat with it. However, unlike asleep, at the end of your turn, your Pokemon returns to normal if it's paralyzed. With asleep, you have to flip a coin in between turns to see whether or not it wakes up. The last condition is confused. If your Pokemon is confused, it's a good idea to turn your Pokemon. Usually I like to turn it all the way around, kind of like it's upside down, confused, doesn't know which way is up. If your Pokemon is confused and you decide to attack with it, you have to flip a coin. If it's tails, the attack stops and your Pokemon does damage to itself. When you retreat your Pokemon, sleep, paralyze, burn, they all disappear when it's back on your bench. The only thing that doesn't disappear is the damage counters.